Breaking news coming out in the past couple of hours as we have heard that things have erupted in the Middle East. We are hearing that the United States is preparing for potential conflict, even war with Iran. Warnings are being issued back and forth. And in the past couple of hours as well, we've heard that Israel has broken the ceasefire with Gaza. Attacks are taking place as we're hearing the hostages are not being released. A deal has fallen apart. And also there is conflict all throughout the Middle East. We're hearing Iraq, Syria, Iran, all over, Yemen, and the United States is saying the Houthi rebel attacks that have been taking place in the Red Sea. Well, now the United States is striking back and saying the Houthi rebels are funded by Iran, and they will be holding Iran directly accountable for this. And like I said, we're expecting things to escalate. Now, let me share with you the latest headlines that have been coming out in the past couple of hours so that way you can see them for yourself today, March 17th, 2025. Take a look. Let me pull this up here 1 second. Trump sights set on Iran after U.S. airstrikes decimate more than 30 Houthi targets. So Trump is focused on Iran. Trump warns Iran will be held responsible for Houthi attacks from Yemen. So Trump says Iran will be held directly responsible. The U.S. president has threatened Iran while the Pentagon vows overwhelming lethal force against the Houthis in Yemen. Iran now threatens back the United States with devastating response. You can see this coming out today. Trump says Iran will suffer dire consequences for any more Houthi attacks. The Houthi responded by claiming a third attack in 48 hours, and ceasefires as well over as Israel strikes Gaza after Hamas refused to release hostages, officials have said. So like I said, a lot unfolding here in the past couple of hours. Today, March 17th, 2025, we are hearing things are erupting in the Middle East. I'm going to play for you the latest video footage so that way you can see it for yourself as we are hearing things are just erupting in the Middle East. And let me know your thoughts. Are we about to enter into war with Iran? United States and Iran going back and forth, as you saw in the headlines, threatening one another, and we're hearing things are escalating significantly. If you think that we're about to enter If you think that we're about to enter into war, put yes. If you think no, put no. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'm going to dive into the articles and the video footage so you can see it for yourself, as Donald Trump is saying he holds Iran directly responsible for these proxy groups that are attacking the U.S. and Israel. Do you agree with Donald Trump? Let me know your thoughts on this. And a lot of people saying, we've been hearing this for quite some time, that these various rebel groups, they are simply proxy groups funded by Iran, and going towards Iran, they're saying, is going for the head of the snake. So we're hearing things are significantly escalating, and Donald Trump getting very aggressive with Iran as well, saying that they cannot be allowed to have nuclear weapons. They are trying to get closer and closer to a nuclear bomb. We've been hearing for quite some time, trying to enrich uranium to the point where they're able to get these bombs. We've heard that they've gotten to 60%. They need to get to 90% to have a nuclear bomb capability. And they're saying that is far more than is necessary just simply to have nuclear power or energy. So right now we're hearing that is the direction they are going. But let me go ahead and play for you the latest video footage as we're hearing things have erupted in the past couple of hours as Israel is attacking Gaza. We're hearing that Donald Trump has his eyes set on Iran, and we're hearing threats are going back and forth. Hit that like button if you appreciate the updates. Subscribe to stay up to date. It's totally free. I cite all the sources. They're going to be linked in the description. I put them on the screen. Read right from it so you can see that it is the latest. And I'm also going to be playing for you the latest video footage so that way you can see it for yourself, coming out today, March 17th, 2025. So let's go ahead and get right to it. Let's start off with some video footage so that way you can see it for yourself.
Meantime, the administration launched an opening salvo to what we're told could be a weeks-long campaign against the Houthis in Yemen. After they resumed Red Sea shipping attacks, the president had a very firm message for Iran. Listen.
There's no way the Houthis, the Houthis would have the ability to do this kind of thing unless they had support from Iran. And so this was a message to Iran. Don't keep supporting them, because then you...
In just the last 7 days, 8,368 men have clicked the link on one of our ads that you've probably
who will also be responsible for what they are doing in attacking Navy ships, in attacking global shipping.
Now, the Ayatollah rejected the president's offer for talks over their nuclear program, but the White House is still pushing to resume that conversation as Israel continues to push for a joint U.S.-Israel operation on Iran's nuclear facilities, guys.
Wow, thanks, Jackie. We're sitting on 4 years of deferred maintenance from Joe Biden, where in particular, when you talk about the Houthis, they were allowed for over 100 times to shoot at U.S. ships. They were allowed for over 100 times to shoot at U.S. ships, to shoot at commercial shipping. 4 months ago, when we sent a ship through, it was shot at 17 times to the Houthis. This isn't a one-night thing. This will continue until you say we're done shooting at ships, we're done shooting at assets.
There was the Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth, talking with Marie on Sunday morning. Come on over here. We'll show you what's happening in Yemen. Here's the Red Sea over here. Shipping traffic there has been hindered for some time now. Gulf of Aden down here to the south, all right? The strikes hit numerous towns throughout the country of Yemen, primarily in the western edge, southwestern edge. Sana'a is the capital city. That was hit. In Sada, this went up here near the Saudi borders, apparently where a lot of the leadership of the Houthi rebels live today. So this is one distinction that they have from these strikes. You know, during the Biden years, they didn't go after the leadership. But under Trump this past weekend, that was one of their targets. How well they did, we do not know. We'll wait for a better readout on that. Hard to get. Yemen is one of the poorest countries in the world. Hard to get a readout what's happening there on the ground. Since November 2023 now, these are the Houthi attacks in the Red Sea, right? 250 plus. Going back to October of 2023, these are the Houthi attacks on U.S. forces, 180 attacks. We've had the U.S. Navy out there for some time, and they've had a tough job. Former Secretary of State Mike Pompeo, now Fox News contributor. And sir, thank you for coming on today, and good morning to you. Guys, let's show them the map here. This is what happens when you don't have freedom of navigation. You have to go around the southern coast of South Africa. It adds weeks to delivery, which computes to prices, etc. And this is Michael Waltz talking about the options on the table. As you know, sir, Iran is behind this. Here's Michael Waltz.
This was an overwhelming response that actually targeted multiple Houthi leaders and took them out. And the difference here is, one, going after the Houthi leadership, and two, holding Iran responsible.
Does that mean direct military action on Iran is possible?
Well, all options are always on the table with the president, but Iran needs to hear him loud and clear.
Sir, you know that the Saudis bombed the Houthis for 7 years, and they're still battling. How do you see this now?
Well, Bill, good morning. It's great.